The case of Karlie Guse, shocking untold details revealed. The case of Karlie Guse, a teenage girl from California who disappeared in October 2018, has captured the attention of many people and caused them great distress because of the enigmatic circumstances surrounding her disappearance. As more information becomes available, the narrative illustrates the intricate relationship between family dynamics, mental health, and unsolved issues. In this video, we will highlight 7 key points that shed light on this shocking case. Number 7. Last known sighting. Karlie Guse was last seen on October 13, 2018, early in the morning, following a party in Chaffet, California, a sleepy little town tucked up against the eastern Sierra Nevada mountains. The party drew a large number of young people and went late into the night, with reports of alcohol and marijuana consumption. When Karlie left the party at around 4 in the morning, those who saw her said she seemed a little lost and nervous. She was spotted strolling along Ponderosa Street, a rural road that leads to California Highway 6, on the last confirmed sighting. A person who is not in a sound state of mind may find themselves in dangerous situations on the busy highway that connects several towns. Concerns for her safety and well-being were immediately raised by the fact that she was out on her own at such an early hour and had no clear plan or destination in sight, since it is the starting point for all ensuing searches and investigations into her disappearance. Her last known location is crucial information for investigators. Number 6. Erratic behavior. Understanding Karlie's mental state prior to her disappearance revolves around the disturbing phone conversation she had with her stepmother Melissa that fateful morning at around 5:30 a.m. Karlie reported experiencing panic and fear during this call, saying she felt unsafe and needed assistance right away. Her speech was described as erratic. It suggested an acute emotional crisis, as she alternated between expressing fears for her safety and her family's deep love. Melissa said she hurried to Karlie's location to help because she could tell she was confused and in a panic. But Karlie had disappeared without a trace by the time Melissa got home at 7:15 a.m., leaving behind her personal items like her phone and wallet. This alarming behavior during their conversation has led many to speculate about what might have triggered such drastic emotional responses from Karlie, whether it was related to events at the party or deeper personal issues, and whether anyone else at the party could have contributed to her state of mind. The nature of this call raises critical questions about the circumstances surrounding her disappearance, and whether there were factors at play that may have contributed to her feeling threatened or unsafe. Number 5. Disappearance timeline. Critical holes and unsolved questions in the timeline surrounding Karlie's disappearance add to the case's mystery. She was still at home after her eerie conversation with Melissa, but she had disappeared by around 7:15 a.m. Soon after their chat, Melissa went to see how her daughter was doing and discovered that Karlie had abandoned all of her possessions, including her phone, wallet, and car keys, suggesting that she had no intention of traveling far or was unable to do so safely. Both family members and law enforcement officials expressed immediate concerns due to the abruptness of her disappearance. The timeline is especially concerning because it implies that something might have happened quickly following Karlie's cry for assistance, leaving no time for her to make a sane decision or to have any idea of where she might have gone. As a result, there was an immediate need for search operations while detectives tried to piece together what might have happened in the critical hours between her last sighting and disappearance. The absence of definitive proof or eyewitness accounts throughout this time frame has stoked conjecture regarding the possibility of malevolent acts or her accidental disappearance into the wild. Number 4. Witness accounts. Although witness accounts from that fateful morning shed some light on Karlie's condition, they also add to the mystery surrounding her disappearance. Shortly after Karlie left home, a number of people saw a young woman who fit her description strolling by herself down Ponderosa Street. Witnesses saw her staring up at the sky with a confused expression, suggesting that she was disoriented or confused about what was going on around her, which is concerning considering what had happened during her previous phone call. The timeline is further complicated by the witness's claim that she was seen near a barbed wire fence at around 7 in the morning. It begs the questions of where she might have been going and why she seemed agitated or lost. These sightings provide vital information to the investigation, but they also cast doubt on Karlie's mental state at the time and whether or not she was lost in a strange place or in danger. The varying accounts from witnesses add layers of complexity to an already challenging investigation, leading some to wonder if there were other individuals involved who may have seen more than they initially reported. Number 3. Extensive search efforts. Local law enforcement, along with volunteers from the community, conducted extensive search operations after Karlie vanished, hoping to locate any evidence of her whereabouts. The White Mountain region was the site of both aerial and ground searches, utilizing helicopters fitted with thermal imaging equipment that can identify body heat in far-off places. Although extensive searches lasting several days and covering vast areas including dense forests and mountainous regions, no physical evidence or signs of Karlie were found. Cadaver dogs were used to help locate any trace of Karlie or evidence that might explain her disappearance. Both the family and the investigators were frustrated by the lack of leads, which left them feeling fearful for Karlie's safety. The vast scope of these search operations highlights the difficulties in finding a missing person in such isolated locations, where visibility is poor and the terrain can be hazardous. In addition to the urgency of finding Karlie, family members suffered a great deal emotionally during this time as they had to face the sobering fact that no leads had turned up while clinging to hope. Number 2. Family dynamics. Since Karlie vanished, her family's dynamics have been scrutinized, especially in light of noteworthy events involving her father that sparked questions about the dynamics within the family before that fateful day. His arrest in February 2021 for felony corporal injury to a spouse raised awareness of possible family dynamics problems that might have impacted Karlie's mental health prior to her disappearance. Some observers have conjectured that Karlie's arrest has led them to wonder if family tensions or conflicts were a factor in her disappearance or in her suffering in her last hours at home. Interviews with family members after Karlie vanished produced differing narratives about their relationships. Some seemed more reticent about their experiences with Karlie, while others showed genuine concern for her welfare and emotional difficulties. The arrest threw more complication on top of an already tragic situation, raising questions about possible backroom dealings before that fateful morning when everything changed. Number 1. Ongoing speculation. Nearly 6 years after Karlie Guse vanished, her case is still unresolved, giving rise to a plethora of theories and constant conjecture about what might have happened to her that morning. Over the years, many stories have surfaced. Some accuse her of being the victim of foul play, while others speculate that she might have lost her way or died in an accident in the wilderness surrounding Chafant as a result of drug impairment or emotional distress brought on by unresolved personal issues. Inconsistencies in the family members' accounts during interviews have been noticed by observers. In particular, Melissa's attitude when talking about Karlie's case has led some to speculate that there may be more serious problems within the family or knowledge about what happened that day that hasn't been made public. The absence of hard proof has sparked debates among fans of true crime and those who care about bringing missing people like Karlie Guse home. This conversation keeps her story in the public eye and draws attention to the difficulties associated with unresolved cases, where families try to find closure in the face of uncertainty. These in-depth paragraphs highlight the emotional burden that those involved in this ongoing mystery bear, while offering a thorough summary of every facet of Karlie Guse's case. Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to subscribe.